welcome to Gary's Roundtable. We'll talk about everything imaginable, some things that aren't. Brace yourself. All right, welcome to Gary's Roundtable, Season 1, Episode 5. I was joined today by my good friends Luis Segura and Joseph Hulls, and we talked about meteor strike as a potential end of the world, end of humanity scenario. It was a lot of fun. We really had a lot of laughs despite the dark and unsettling subject matter. So give it a listen, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. All right, we are live. This is Season 1, Episode 5 of Gary's Roundtable. I've got a couple of very special guests. If you guys would like to introduce yourselves, that'd be fantastic.
All right, I guess I'll...
Okay.
What?
You go ahead. Go first.
All right, cool. I'm Ben, also known as Wheezy. I used to be in a band called Sedated Monkey, and then I used to book bands and run the bar Odie's Hidden Camel.
And, yeah, we've been friends for many moons.
It seems like it.
It does. Because I'm never going to be able to call you Ben.
Yeah, it's awkward, I know.
You're going to be
call me Wheezy.
You're going to be Wheezy forever. You'll always be Wheezy to me.
I have aliases everywhere. When I went to high school, it was Luis. When I graduated from high school, everybody called me Wheezy. And at my work, everybody calls me Ben. So it just kind of depends on where you know me.
You just respond to everything.
Pretty much. Like, hey, you asshole. Get over here. Okay.
All right. Joe?
All right. My name is Joe Hulls. I play bass in a band out of Flint called Torn Away. It's kind of a melodic groove metal band. We kind of go for like an Alice in Chains meets Iron Maiden meets Down kind of thing. When I'm not doing band stuff, I'm a chef at a country club. Yeah, so I'm either working or jamming or sleeping.
Right on.
Fellow
chef.
We should be talking about food and music, but we're not. We're not. Today we're going to be talking about human extinction via meteors.
Yes.
So, yay.
Something I'm absolutely not qualified to talk about in any capacity whatsoever. So this should be interesting.
Well, you're in good company because none of us are.
Right on.
This is not a science show. This is a paranoia feeding. I'm catering to the suicidal. Like, if you're looking for that reason that to abandon all hope, this is the show for you.
well, Gary, you know my old guitar player, so you know exactly that's right up his alley. So the schizophrenia crowd will really enjoy this episode.
I did have an encounter or two with him.
Love the guy. He's just not in a good space right now.
Well, we wouldn't even had a problem if I knew who the hell he was.
Yeah, you couldn't help trolling him though. It got so bad so quick.
We just changed his name on Facebook, so I didn't know who the fuck he was.
I mean, he does that like every 6 days, so they can't find him.
Right. So then he was commenting on a post that wasn't mine. It was completely separate on a different page. I had no idea who the hell that guy was. And then I posted something shit talking about this idiot, and then it turned out we were friends. Because I didn't know who the fuck he was, because he changed his Facebook name.
That is awesome.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that was a pretty common occurrence for all of us. So just kind of got to roll with it. Don't lose any sleep over it.
Oh yeah, I don't care, because the shit he was spouting was it was crazy enough that I was like, okay, we can not be friends anymore. That doesn't bother me.
Well, we can do a whole episode of just some of the crazy conspiracy theories and stuff that he used to spout.
That might be fun. I'm gonna keep that in mind for a future episode, because
we'll have to get the rest of the band involved with this one, because there's just stories upon stories.
Oh, that sounds amazing. All right, well, let's get into the meat and potatoes here. We're meteor and potatoes.
Meteor, nice.
Meteor.
This now is a chef show.
Yeah, that's right. It's is the meteor episode. All right. So basically, we've all seen movies, Deep Impact and I can't remember, the Armageddon, I think.
Armageddon, yes.
Where obviously there's a big giant meteor heading for Earth, and we're all gonna fucking die, unless we have Bruce Willis as a, I don't know, drilling expert, and Morgan Freeman as the president.
Right? Why not?
It's really, it ended up being like Die Hard 8, in space. So
right. But in real life, actually, I did some reading for this, so I'm not completely an uneducated maroon. But we get like 500 meteor strikes every year, like 40 a year. They're like, usually they disintegrate in the atmosphere. We don't get very big ones, but they're like,
they had a couple that in the where was it, Russia or the Ukraine or something that happened, and it had like, when it was coming into the atmosphere, like the sonic boom just from it coming in, it didn't hit the Earth at all. It disintegrated, but the actual boom itself just kind of devastated a bunch of buildings and hurt like hundreds of people.
Right.
So it's just crazy.
Yeah, like with the meteor that killed the dinosaurs was like 6-mile diameter, which sounds really fucking big, unless you think about the size of the Earth. And then that's basically like I don't know, like getting hit with a spit wad and everybody fucking dying. Like so it's really, I don't know, it's really kind of crazy how not big it has to be to kill everything.
Right.
Well, I remember from my old
where it lands.
Yeah, I remember from Days and Science, you talk about like velocity and inertia and all that shit. That just like, how many hundreds of thousands of miles per hour is it traveling at? I mean, that's some scary shit.
Right. And then so one of them, they basically estimated that it was like 2,000 some degrees Celsius when it hit, like just insanely, like the hottest temperature probably ever on the surface of Earth, and just got the destructive capability of that sort of thing. But I don't know, I guess the thing that gets me about that is that pretty much any internal thing, we have some way to control. We have some way to avoid. That is completely out of our hands. You know what I mean?
Right on.
We have no way at this point to really do anything about it, because despite the the quality films, that shit doesn't work in real life.
Right. Well, why would you really
disappointed to hear that?
Yeah, me too. It's like, let's keep Bruce Willis on standby.
I mean, you think he'd be on some kind of like retainer at this point with the U.S. government,
right?
Or Nick Cage or Vin Diesel or somebody. The Rock has got to be getting some payoff somewhere.
John Cusack, that was
2021.
Yeah,
they'll say it was at the 11th hour.
Yeah, see, it's the Mayans were dyslexic, so it's happening now. So what do you guys think? What do you think of the let's start with you, Wheezy. It says Chef Ben. I just can't.
I know.
Wheezy.
Wheezy's fun.
I can't. I don't want to dead name you, but what do you think is the likelihood, as far as, not, I don't want numbers or statistics or anything, like what do you feel like that is a legitimate threat to the survival of this planet?
I think, yeah. I mean, like you said, they're happening all the time. It's only a matter of time before a great big one comes, or not even a great big one, just one that can just devastate the Earth. I mean, if it happened, 60,000 million years ago, who's to say it's not going to happen again? I'd welcome the change, I mean, depending on where it hits. I mean, either way, like you said, start over, hit the reset button, and maybe the people after us can do a better job.
Yeah, sadly, it'll only be government officials buried in some bunker somewhere.
All right, well, we'll be shooter, Jeff.
Right? It's not going to be real people. Just politicians.
They got to keep a couple people around. Who else are they gonna, control?
Who else is gonna cook for them and grow their food and comb their hair?
Entertain me.
Right. Somebody's got to find the hookers for them.
I don't think they have trouble with that.
No, but they will when there aren't any hookers left. They probably will have some of those down in the bunker,
They'd have to.
Have a cache.
Well, everyone's going to have to multitask. The people that are growing the food are also going to be the ones giving the handies, at the end of the day.
Oh, damn.
Wash your hands before you cook the food, please. Have that warning contains nuts on everything.
Oh, Lordy.
Everyone's going to be allergic to both kinds.
If only. What do you think, Joe? You think it's a real threat?
I honestly do. Like Weezy was saying, there's how many every day, and if you really want to see some crazy shit, go online and do some research on like how many near misses of planet killers passing between Earth and the moon. It's a lot more than you'd actually think.
Right.
You think about it, on a long enough timeline, I think there's going to be something that's just going to just rock us down to the core.
Yeah, I think we've kind of got to the point where we've advanced far enough. This is unfortunate. We've advanced far enough that we'll be able to know it's coming, but not far enough to be able to do anything about it. So, hey, guess what? Everybody gets to know about the imminent destruction and the hellish landscape that we're in for, but we can't stop it.
Yeah.
Try
not to rape, pillage, and plunder everybody. Just behave yourselves.
Right. Don't worry. Some of you might make it.
Wasn't that like the movie that just came out with like Greenland or some crap?
Yeah.
I never saw that. It looked kind of cool though.
Yeah, I watched it. It was a while ago. I don't remember all the details, but I think it was pretty good if I remember correctly. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd rather not know it was happening or know it was happening.
You'd rather want to know. I mean, you go out and do whatever the hell you want at that point.
Right, but that's not necessarily good for society.
We're all going down in a blaze of glory, What the hell?
Well,
I'm obviously I don't think I'd want to know because if you got the weekend off and all day Sunday you're thinking, yeah, watching the football game is cool, but fuck, I got to go back to work tomorrow. Can you just imagine like shit? Knowing on Tuesday the world is going to end.
Right, and everybody's going to have a. Hey, I've got a reason why we can do it. There'd probably be half the population would be like, nuh-uh, what do they know? What do those scientists know?
Right. It's not going to happen.
I mean, what does Alex Jones have to say on the issue?
Let's ask him. See, is this going to cause more gay frogs, Alex? It's important to me. I want to know. Make sure we keep strong.
Oh, yeah, sure. It's just a liberal media lie.
Yes, right. Yeah, I don't know. That's always been one of those things, like even with, like the nuclear warnings and shit like that. Like if it's coming for your house, your neighborhood, I don't know. I don't know what, I mean, you can't get, especially with like a world devastating asteroid or meteor, you can't do anything at all about it. Like,
Right.
Even with like a nuke, if there's a nuke inbound in your vicinity, you got 28 or 30 minutes to get in your car and drive like a motherfucker,
Just duck and cover. You'll be all right.
Right. Just climb underneath the desk, put a science textbook over your head, and no worries. I wonder
No worries.
if that works on meteors.
It's got to. It's science.
Right. Tornadoes, hurricanes, nuclear weapons. I mean, it works against that. Fuck. Third grade science book is impenetrable. It's like a suit of Kevlar armor.
I know I could never get into it, so
Yeah.
Oh,
You
man.
know, I don't know the science behind it, but I wonder if like getting deep enough into the basement, you know, if you got like a little like storm shelter, I wonder if that would protect from some of that. Like if it's not a direct hit, like say an asteroid or a meteor hits somewhere that sucks like Ohio, would we be fine here? And like I don't know. Like if you got some sort of protection.
Really depends on what happens with the tectonic plates, I would think, because if the thing holding your basement up is no longer there or stable, then it's not really going to matter. You know, if it hits punctures deep enough that that it forces lava out of every crevasse.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I think it would do some serious destabilization of the ground. Just the earthquake, I imagine, would be some pretty serious shit.
Right.
But well, probably the
I don't
best
think I
bet
want to deal with earthquakes at that point.
right. The best bet would be not on this planet. We're like 6 people in the International Space Station will be like, well, not going back there for a while.
Dodge that bullet.
Woo! Yeah, now we get to die up here as we slowly run out of oxygen and supplies.
Yeah, maybe the secret would be to like live in a hot air balloon or some crap. You know, blimp.
Well, there'd be plenty of hot air.
Yeah.
The entire planet surface on fire. No, I don't know. There's the side effects of something that size hitting, you know, the dust cloud, and I think it would obviously obliterate the grid, so we wouldn't have power. We wouldn't have solar as an option.
You know, and I imagine too that at some point the like the rainforest would start to burn. So I mean, your oxygen would be, you know, very limited at that point.
Well, yeah, all the plants would die because they wouldn't get sunlight. So then we'd have to resort to cannibalism, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's why all the chefs are important. So we know where all the good cuts are.
That's right.
Absolutely.
How to cook it and make a bicep palatable.
I mean, and there's tribes that eat people all the time. I'm sure we got to taste, okay.
I'll just watch Green Inferno a couple times and
Right.
see the proper way to prepare an eyeball.
They're taking notes. Oh.
You use sea salt, not just kosher salt.
All right. I don't know. It might not. Maybe the meteor dust would taste good. It might be a good seasoning.
Might have some of those rare earth minerals on there or something. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe magnesium is a tasty spice. I don't know.
Cooking to the old salt flats, Oh, yeah. You're going to want to be careful there, Wheezy, because Mexican food is delicious. So
I heard it's really spicy.
Yeah, you want to make yourself scarce, maybe.
We got to have a couple Mexicans around. We got to be able to, work on cars, work on the so-called fields that are out there.
Who's going to mow the lawns? We don't have to worry about that. There won't be any lawns.
Who's going to shovel all this dust out of here?
Right? I've mowed plenty of lawns and shoveled lots of. Well, I haven't shoveled dust, but snow. So. We can't even the whitest people with the most white privilege can't all afford to hire somebody to do their lawn.
Not going to the right Home Depot.
Oh, I guess, yeah. I probably could. I just never thought of it.
My dad is as wise as they come, and he was able to do that. He paid me $1 an hour to shovel. So
right.
He could afford it. You just you'd have to have a low budget like he did.
We have to have kids.
Right.
It's all
when you're like 7 years old, $1 is some pretty good money because you can buy 2 candy bars back in the day.
Right.
Yeah.
My kids are all grown up. They won't work cheap anymore.
Oh man.
So, see, I don't know. that's always been one of those things with like I sit around and wonder about stuff like how the world is gonna come to an end, how it's all gonna end, and what we're gonna. Because I'm a sick person, I decided to make a podcast out of it, so that's even crazier. But this is yeah, I don't know. I always think of like the after effects of that sort of thing. What kind of because it wouldn't even have to destroy all life. It could just a I mean, we've seen simple things in the world that we live in right now. Like we could some guy could get his boat stuck in a canal. It shut down like 17% of manufacturing in the world, you know.
Right.
And just thinking if there are some locations where we could completely cripple our infrastructure and our manufacturing and basically our whole society, our whole economy could be crippled if a meteor just hit the right spot. It wouldn't even have to be
Right.
a life destroying event. And then we got to figure out how to do shit again that we forgot how to do.
Well, yeah, because if it hits the water, we're gonna get hit by a big old tsunami. That's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be water world all over again.
Right.
Lord knows
I ain't
that was
drinking
a crappy
my own pee, man.
So you're a chef?
Well, there's no amount of lemon that's gonna fix that little recipe up.
That's right.
It makes me wonder too, though. Like, if there was even like a small meteor, say it struck somewhere in Antarctica. I was reading something on Google recently that said that there's like crazy viruses or bacteria or fungi or whatever that's buried in the ice down there. It's like, if that was to be released, I mean, that could like, even if like the meteor doesn't kill us, like that could release some sort of plague or some shit that would devastate us.
Well, I don't think that would be a really legitimate concern when you're talking about the temperature that we'd be dealing with at the impact site, about 2,000 degrees or some shit like that. The viruses and bacteria are not going to survive that, but all of that snow and ice is going to immediately melt. And I don't know I know what happens to rocks when they go from one temperature extreme to another, but I don't know what happens to Earth, the ground at that point.
But I mean, suppose it wasn't even like a huge meteor, though, something like the size of a basketball or something, that not like a world killer, but just something just like precision hit,
Yeah, I mean, that could get some stuff out there, but I don't know. See, I don't know again because of the temperature in Antarctica. There'd have to be a host there to transfer the virus or something, because I don't think it can live in that temperature. I mean, it may be like flash frozen and in there, but even if it gets released, I mean, most viruses are very temperature sensitive.
I don't know, man. Have you ever seen the movie The Thing? I think that's
yeah,
that's gonna be a thing.
I mean that it's possible. I'm no virologist either. I'm just a regular idiot. But yeah, I don't know. It's too cold. I don't think the viruses are going to need something. They're going to need a host. And shit, viruses we have now don't survive on surfaces longer than 2-3 days for the most part. So it has to have something to eat to live. And but I mean,
I'm sure there's scientists down there somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure there are. Yeah, as Kurt Russell. I don't know. The viruses might not be interested in Kurt Russell at this point. I mean, back in the Tombstone days, they'd be all over it. But now it's just like, yeah, a little leathery.
Leathery.
Worn. Yeah, I don't know about the viruses like that though. That is I think about that more like when they're doing the fracking, you know, because that shit could be buried anywhere. You know, we have layers and layers and layers of sediment. Our whole planet was formed that way, you know, because every meteor that hit, you know, every kind of major event in history created, you know, these different layers of the sedimentary layers of, you know, yeah, I don't know, the geologic column. So who knows? They could find some great shit in there.
Well, yeah, they also do like those they do those deep core drilling things where they, you know, drill like 9 miles down into the earth or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows what's down there? Jeez. You could accidentally drill into hell. Then all the devils, all the demons will get out.
That sounds more likely.
Yeah, it does.
That's the follow up to 2020.
Yeah.
That's how we're gonna finish 2021.
Yeah. Oh no, demons. No, I've heard there's some vicious satanic cabals of, you know, child molesting, blood drinking. Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is even on the list.
Hillary Clinton's going to lead the lizard people to take over the government.
That's right. Ah. Yeah, I love the idea that Hillary Clinton's going to lead anything. Like we as the American people kind of sent a no thank you. Hillary Clinton, but the lizard people are like, she's our girl. That's who we're going with, you know, the advanced species of you know, destructive lizard people. They're like, oh, she's onto something.
You know, that might be more of an endorsement of Bill Clinton than it more than anything, though.
Oh yeah,
just you know, to be totally honest with you, I would have really liked to see Hillary Clinton get some more power, just because then we could have first husband Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
I really think that was a missed opportunity.
What would they call it? First man?
I don't know. First lady, first husband,
first gentleman.
First name?
I don't know. What's weird? But see, because he was the president, they'd still have to call him president, because once you're the president, they always call you president. So she'd be what, Madam President? He'd be Mr. President.
That sounds like a sitcom waiting to happen.
Which is convenient, I guess, you know, because he's Mr. Clinton and she's Mrs. Clinton. So I mean, if it was just swap, pretend their last name's President now.
There you go.
Yeah, but either way, I'd still, you know, I'd still rather have, you know, almost anybody else. But, Morgan Freeman. I mean, if we're talking about meteors, we gotta address Morgan Freeman has to be the president, or we're not going to make it.
Absolutely. And if somebody's going to tell me about the end of the world, I want Morgan Freeman with his soothing voice to calm me down.
So that was one of the things I really liked about Obama, is he could tell you horrible news, but he had that soothing voice. And now for the last 4 years, and even now, I don't think we're going to have any soothing. If there's bad news, we're all going to freak out because there's no calming presence there. You know?
No, there really isn't. It's like you could say, like, you know, the temperature's going to get up to 75 today, and we're just going to freak out. Right. There's a slight breeze out of the southwest. Oh, fuck, we're fucked.
Here it comes. It's all the windmills. They turn backwards now. They're blowing the breeze away. Oh, no.
They're sending out the homosexual 5G waves.
Right. The cancer-causing sounds. Oh, no. Dead birds by the billions.
Well, if that's the case, then maybe the price of duck will go down a little bit, so I can get on board with that.
Well, right on. Just find the right windmill, man. Just go up there with a big old basket, fill her up.
I mean, this could be a a financial gold mine for me. Play my cards right.
Yeah.
You got to turn disappointment into opportunity.
That's right. And it's humane too. They weren't actually killed and butchered. They just. That's my favorite thing about the idea of birds getting killed by a windmill is we've all seen one of those turbines and how slow those things spin, even on the windiest day. Any bird that flies into that and dies was going to die anyway because he's too stupid to survive in nature.
Yep.
Like, oh, no, yeah, I think I can make it. And then, like,
well, it's really pretty remarkable because you get to see natural selection.
Right. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. I think I don't care if those birds die. That's fine. They were going to die anyway. There's just one less bird for me to hit with my car. Fly into.
Birds are kind of assholes, anyways. I don't really care one way or the other.
Right. Sadly, they'd be the only things that would survive a meteor strike.
You think so?
Those fucking assholes. Yeah.
With all that dust in the air, you think it'd be hard to fly. Finding food would probably be an option. Probably hard too. All the bugs covered up.
Or there'd be everybody's, burned up carcass on the ground.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there'd be plenty of that. Vultures would flourish.
Oh, great.
It'd be wonderful. Yeah, I don't know. Even just taking down the electrical grid at this point, we as humanity probably couldn't survive without electricity. At least,
no.
Oh, Jesus, man. Have you ever seen like when the internet goes down for 20 minutes, people freak out?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, I guess there are probably some spots where you could, like, I don't know, probably down south where it doesn't get, like here in Michigan, like we lost electricity, we'd be fucked. There's winter comes around and people got to figure out how to build a wood burning stove or whatever in their house. And so, yeah, if the electricity going out doesn't get you the people burning down their house because they're stupid, that it's definitely a herd thinner, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, either that or people would bring their, gas grills inside and try to.
What could go wrong?
I hate to sound like really cold-blooded and callous, but sometimes natural selection is not a bad thing.
Yeah, well, we bypassed it at this point. It's not really an option for human beings anymore.
Yeah.
Which is, it's I don't know, I have mixed feelings on it. For one, I don't really like a whole lot of unnecessary death, because I'm not a dick, but at the
Just
same time,
slight case of
sorry,
that.
due to some minor technical issues, we cut out and we are rejoining. So we're going to pretend this is a
there are
brief
so many
musical
people
interlude.
that you see and go,
Relax,
I don't even know
enjoy
how
the
this
music, and
person
we'll be right
is
back.
alive,
Sorry, there isn't any music.
Oh
Just
man,
pretend.
all you gotta do is watch the news or like turn on like TikTok or Google or some shit for 5 minutes. It's like, how did this person not swallow their own tongue like 5 years ago?
Right. Just lose an eye eating breakfast, I know a few people like that. I'm like, you mean to tell me you made it to 46 years old? How? Were you living in a bubble for the first 40 years? I don't understand how.
The sad thing too is so many of those folks are the ones that end up having like 7 kids too. They're just breeding prolifically.
Well, they can't figure out how to use a rubber or take a pill every day at the same time. And the easiest people to talk into stuff.
Yeah.
No, you can't get pregnant the first time. You know who believes that? Stupid people who have a bunch of fucking kids.
Oh man, you ever see like those girls who are like, yeah, I'm like 19 and I got 4 different kids. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
So you can say no. Yeah, I don't want
I mean to shame anybody, because whatever. But I don't know. That's one of those things with my view on the world and humanity is I don't blame anybody for not having kids. I don't blame anybody for being like, oh, I'm not bringing kids into this fucking shit show.
I've got one kid, and there was actually a little bit of guilt when she was born. It's just like, God, did we make the right choice having a kid? Because I mean, the world isn't exactly trending upwards these days.
Yeah. I hope we can get it figured out. I hope we can get some stuff figured out. And I kind of remain optimistic. We just have to survive. We have to survive long enough for science to catch up, but then we also have to keep funding scientific research and not devolve into a theocracy, We don't need to be burning witches or nothing, okay? Just, it's just but I think most of our problems could be solved, could be figured out. Certainly the threat of meteor strike could be figured out with enough time and enough, scientific research.
Yeah, because they're monitoring that stuff like every day. I mean, they can project when that's going to hit. So pretty much we just got to figure out how to destroy it.
If they see it, see it, because it's a whole lot of sky up there.
True. I read a figure they can only actively scan was like 5% of like deep space or some shit.
Right. I mean, so by the time I seen something like, we basically need 5 years to prepare for something like that to even be able to formulate an effective plan. And we probably wouldn't see, a Earth destroying meteor until about a year out. So yeah, there's that. Like, hey,
we should have a shit ton of satellites.
Bringing all the good news this morning.
Yeah, if we just had more time, let's go. Like, we ask the meteor to hold up for a while. Whoa, hey, hold up for a little bit here. We gotta let's just wave the white flag and see if it stands down. But I think I think we can solve our problems as long as I think our biggest problem really is financial stuff at this point. And probably the single biggest problem in this country is money and politics.
I found it for the stimulus. I just make up more money and just send it out there.
Yeah, well, that's the fun part is that the money isn't even real. I mean, it's not. It's a made up concept.
Right.
The only reason that piece of paper is worth $20 is because we believe it's worth $20. We don't really have money. I mean, everything that you own. Well, how much of it did you finance? So we don't, like, I live in a house, but I didn't buy a house. I am buying a house.
You just pay it off for 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just we built a complicated system of IOUs, and that's our entire economy is me telling you that I'll pay you on Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Well, and it's all electronic now. We barely even use the paper money. It's all debit or credit.
Yeah, which is even less real than the paper money.
Right, it's theoretical money.
Right, because somebody could completely wipe your bank account out with nothing but a, computer.
Right.
Back in the good old days, if they wanted to take all your money, they had to physically break into your house and physically
in your fridge.
Right, flip your mattress up.
At least bring around and hold you up. The criminals these days have no style. They're just sitting in their mom's basement doing it all from a computer.
I know we're getting robbed by the wimpiest fucking people in the world. So I long for the good old days when a guy would walk up to you on the street, punch you in the back of the head, point a gun or a knife, and say, "Give me your wallet."
Now it's all the people you called nerds in high school.
Right.
They're finally having their revenge.
That's right. We were probably all people that got called nerds in high school.
True that.
Yeah.
True that.
Now, if we're lucky, we can just write some like vaguely mean lyrics about what happened.
Yeah, but you have to keep it vague though, because you don't want to make it personal, and you get in trouble.
Yeah, there's a lawsuit for that pretend money.
Right, right. Oh, I guess I owe you, which is why I wrote the song, because I owe you.
With even more vague lyrics.
Right. No, I've written some really awful, horrible things about people into music. I just don't use names.
There you go.
Well, yeah, if you keep it vague too, then people can apply it to their own life, and oh, he might be singing about Fred from high school, but this sounds like fucking Tina from The Office, who was a real bitch,
Like, this motherfucker knows my ex-wife.
Oh my God, that's a can of worms right there. Let's not even go down that route.
Yeah, ex-wives. That's actually going to be the destruction of the planet is going to be ex-wives. It's not actually meteors.
But somehow it'll still get blamed on us, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that did not happen recently at all.
Oh no. Okay.
Just every 2 weeks when the child support comes out.
Oh well. That's a side effect. You put the pole in the hole, Stuart. That's what happens.
Fair play. Yeah. No.
Oh, Lord.
You knew the risk.
Hey, there's only 11 more years of dealing with the ex-wife, so I mean, not that I'm counting or anything.
Oh, you think there's only 11 more? Your kid's gonna go to college.
Okay, 11 more years if I have to make direct payments to her.
Oh,
Then I don't necessarily have to pick up the phone at that point.
well, all right. Well, it'll probably.
I'm just clutching at pearls at this point, but I'm just trying to get any little positive thing I can hold on to.
Oh, there's no positive. You called into the wrong fucking show for that. No. Just when you get it paid off, that's when the meteor happens. Like, finally, I'm rid of that shit, and now I can go about my. Boom.
That's right at the time that Alanis Morissette writes "Ironic Part 2." Pay off all your child support, and the meteor hits. Isn't it ironic?
Just get your shipment of Viagra the same day you have a freak zipper accident. Oh shit. No, it's so I guess we have every reason in the world to be terrified about our planet being completely destroyed and obliterated by meteors.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Actually, this is really weird. It's really hard because it's one of those things like we all acknowledge that we all acknowledge that in this podcast that this is it's a very real threat. It's a very real possibility that we could get wiped out by it, but none of us are taking it seriously for real. Even sitting here talking about it, right? It's this abstract, far off, not like we acknowledge the possibility without acknowledging the reality. Which is probably a good thing for human, survival, avoiding nihilism.
Well, I think a lot of it was like, even if we knew it was coming, like, what is the average person going to be able to do about it? Maybe, stockpile some food and get down in the basement or dig a hole or something. But none of us have the capability to launch some fucking missile into the atmosphere to try to, knock it off course or something.
At least if we do, we don't want the government to know.
Yes, I do not have an MX rocket in my backyard.
No, yeah. Oh, no, it's not. I changed the name.
No, it's just a bottle rocket. It's a very large bottle rocket.
It's an XW rocket. That's an amazing thing, really, when you think about it, about people, though. It's like we could be facing this inevitable total world destruction and still be like, like, well, that'll probably suck, but I gotta go to work. I gotta mow the lawn today. I need a new pair of shoes for work. Like I don't know how are we not all in a state of existential dread 24/7?
Oh, we're not.
Oh. Okay, how are most of us not?
I thought this was normal.
No, it's my goal, but what I'm trying to do here is just warn everybody that everything in the world is going to kill you.
Now you sound like my mom.
It's like the big wheel on Price is Right. You just spin it and see which one happens first. See what we win in the showcase. Oh, the showcase! You get meteor strikes, super volcanoes, and nuclear fallout all in one.
With a side of polo. It came back. What?
Is it polo?
Polo.
Polio?
Polio.
Oh, polio.
Sorry. Polo,
Like,
it'll kill you too.
you play Marco Polio and
Yeah, that'd be horseshit. You're hoping for the zombie uprising and you get polio and fucking black plague.
everybody in iron lungs.
I think leprosy is going to make a big comeback.
Leprosy, it's about time. It's about time.
Right?
It's not real. It's just like the flu.
It's actually just all a big marketing ploy for the Death reissue albums.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, they're doing a big a group of, they're getting a group of extras together for a Walking Dead finale, and that's the promo video is the leprosy.
I mean, it's next level viral marketing.
Yes, it is.
You guys are all stuck in 2018. You got to think 2021 now.
Marketing went viral, and so did everyone. And I wish a lot of diseases, like, it'd be kind of nice, especially if they were contagious, if they did present like leprosy. So, like, you look at somebody and you go, "Oh fuck, I'm staying away from them."
I just saw this guy's arm fall off. I should probably not get too close.
Right. His flesh is slowly peeling away from his face. I'm gonna go have a drink with this guy. Let's see.
Yeah, but then you'd get those yahoos who'd be like, "Oh, that's all just CNN,
Right.
spin." So I'm gonna go lick this guy's face just to prove a point,
It's CGI, just like the moon landing.
Oh, didn't you know humans actually have like 19 layers of skin that can peel off?
Oh yeah. They have 19 layers of skin, but it's only about one or two of them you can peel off without looking like a lizard person. Maybe we are lizard people.
Right?
Well, I hope so.
Okay, somebody get Hillary Clinton on the phone pronto.
No, I don't know if she communicates telepathically. So I don't know if she uses.
Isn't that going through all the microchips that are in our vaccines right now?
Yeah, I think so. So the 5G towers is how the lizard people are coordinating their attack.
I've only got my first vaccine so far, so my communications uplink is not completed yet.
Oh, see, I got the second one, and I could feel the demons running through my bloodstream. I'm really happy I got one with a good sense of humor. So we have so much fun. The new voice in my head, and it comes in crystal clear. My communication with the demon that's flowing through my bloodstream, crystal clear communication thanks to the 5G technology.
Well, you guys coordinate and work together, and come up with great plans. So
right, thank you, Bill Gates. I expected the music to get better, like the new music that I write. It's got to be epic at this point, right?
Well, if Satan's got his hand in it, I mean, it can only go up.
Right. I mean, it did great. Ozzy did pretty well. Black Sabbath, they did all right for themselves.
I mean, you look at the music of like King Diamond, and you look at the music of Striper. That's a pretty easy choice right there.
Yeah. I heard something really weird the other day. It came across Facebook, and it was Tracy Guns from LA Guns, and him and the singer from Striper have a like side project thing that they're doing. I don't remember what it, but I actually listened to it, and I was like, I didn't like it, you know what I mean? But I was like, huh, that's actually not bad.
I saw that it was Sunbomb.
Is that what it's called?
I think Sunbomb is the name of the band, and I was reading they're supposed to like take like black metal influences, and it's like, what?
Yeah, it was weird because I don't expect that from Tracy Guns, and certainly don't expect that from Michael Sweet or whatever. What was the thing? Striper was a talented group of guys, but it was just that shitty hair metal crap. No offense to anybody who likes shitty hair metal.
I don't hear anybody, so I think you're good.
Yeah, I think we're in pretty good company for that.
I mean, I grew up on Motley Crue and Whitesnake and all that shit, so I mean, I recognize there was a lot of shit too, though. So yeah, take the good with the bad.
That's weird because you're younger than me and Wheezy, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I was born in '81, but you grow up and you see Def Leppard videos on MTV when you're a kid, like, all right, that's pretty cool,
All right, I guess you saw it. See, I just got so sick of that shit because my brother loved it. He loved the hair shit, and I had to ride he had a collection of cassette tapes, and every week something would come out, and he'd get another. And I had to ride to school with him, so all I heard for years was, Poison and Winger and Warrant, and then this magical thing happened like 1989, 90, and it was Nirvana and Alice in Chains and Soundgarden. I was like, oh, finally, finally something. I can understand this. Nobody's screaming, and it's not all music about drugs and getting laid. It was still music about drugs, but it was about like, we're all gonna fucking die, and I'm slowly killing myself with drugs because I hate myself and shit like that, which really spoke to me because I'm, a bad person. But I think that was a Gen X thing. We're pretty much, I don't know. We were almost born to be nihilists.
Well, I think you grew up at that point, with CNN on the TV, and it was just you saw the ending of the Cold War and all that shit, so you just kind of expect shitty things to happen, and so when it does, you're just like, yeah, I kind of saw that coming. It's not what I expected.
Right? Yeah, there you go. What do you do?
Meteor might as well fucking happen at this point. What else? At least it's something different.
Well, it would stop Bret Michaels from touring.
If I can get the Kardashians off the news cycle for a couple, that might not necessarily be a bad thing either.
Yeah, that's true. Let's cover world destruction instead. I don't know. It looks like it's like one of these kids went and did something. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure they still figure out a way to figure out, like, here's what Khloe Kardashian has to think about the imminent meteor destruction.
Right. What do you think about the imminent destruction of mankind? Like, it really sucks and stuff a lot, you guys.
Let's not give them any ideas at this point.
I should try to get like the dumbest guests just so that like, hey, what do you think? And then we'll be like, yeah, like that would be terrible and stuff.
Oh fuck. That's fun.
All right. Well, we're coming up on the hour here. Is any closing thoughts, any of you? No. So do you feel positive now? Feel better about the world?
I'm actually feeling pretty good.
I wouldn't say that.
Pretty good labs and stuff. So.
All right. Well, again, because we don't really take it seriously. So, but this was great for me.
It's human nature.
I really enjoyed. This was a lot of just joking and screwing around because that's how little we take us. If you guys, I don't know if you listened to the previous episodes, but the one we talked about nuclear war destruction, and that was really tough. That was a really tough one to keep the levity, keep the fun, because that's some scary fucking shit, And this should be every bit as scary, but it's just not. I don't know.
I think out of the two, I mean, nuclear war or fallout is going to be more likely than a meteor strike.
Yeah, there's a lot of rogue nations out there.
Yeah, and well, one thing with a meteor, it's not like we built the tool of our own destruction. It just happens to be whizzing by. The nuclear stuff, we totally did it to ourselves, and if it happens, we fucking deserve it because we built the shit, didn't think about it, didn't do anything in the 60, 70 years since we dropped the first bomb. We didn't do anything other than make them more powerful. I mean, well,
make them more efficient, faster, bigger, stronger.
We can make electricity doing this too. Hey, great. Let's build a bunch of power plants. You know what happened in in Chernobyl? That'll never happen here, not in the U.S. No way.
No, 3 Mile Island is just a liberal lie.
That's right. So commie libtards making up shit that radiation's bad for you.
Goddamn snowflakes.
Right. Oh. Well, anyway, thank you both for being here and participating. I had a lot of fun with you guys.
Awesome.
Me too, man.
Now, I suspect kind of the cycle that I'm going for is I'm going to do a couple others with some other guests, and then so in 4 or 5 weeks, I'm probably going to want to do a recap of those 3 episodes and bring some people back. So if you're available, we'll try to get y'all back and get a big old group, a round table to talk about it. That was a lot of fun. We did, that was what we did last week, wrapping up the first 3, and that was a lot of fun. So
very cool.
So I try to lighten it up after, talking about the inevitable end of the world, and then have some fun with it. So,
well, maybe at some point it'd be kind of fun to take a really lighthearted subject and just see how dark we could turn it. Like, like newborn puppies or something, and you're like, oh man, let's, they make the best casseroles or some shit,
I don't know. I've never met a newborn puppy that even knew how to cook.
Well, you just gotta think of them as like cows, like Vila's baby cow, and it's the most tender. I imagine puppy would be pretty tender too.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've never eaten a puppy. Only full-grown dogs.
I guess how hard do you want PETA to come down and spank you?
Like, do you guys? This is a really good taco. That's a rescue. Oh, that's awful.
This was somebody's favorite pet.
I'm gonna get fucking hate for that.
You're gonna be on PETA's Most Wanted here real goddamn quick.
I'm getting canceled. Oh no, all 26 people that like this podcast are not gonna like it anymore. All right, well, I guess we'll wrap this up. And again, thank Wheezy, Joe, thank you both for being here, being a part of this. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
And we will talk to you guys very soon.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
See you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for tuning in to Season 1, Episode 5 of Gary's Roundtable. I'd like to thank my guests, Luis, Ben, Wheezy, Seguda, and Joseph Hulls. We had a lot of fun. It was a very enjoyable episode. I look forward to talking to both of these guys again very soon. Probably in a few weeks we're going to do a wrap-up, and we'll see if we can get them both back. I hope you enjoy this episode. It's a lot more fun, I think, than the previous ones. A little bit more screwing around, a little more joking, a little more lighthearted. But please give it a listen, give it a like, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much.